Hi, welcome back to Grand Central Watch. We're happy to have you again, here with Will.
Hello.
And today we're going to bring you a very, very cool project. We're going to work on a vintage Rolex from the 1950s. And I'll go into more detail once we get in the shop. But first, what are you wearing today?
I'm wearing a Longines watch that we just finished servicing yesterday. And the reason why I'm wearing it is because I'm a big fan of value movements, especially column wheel chronographs. And this also has something else that is very important to me. It's a one pusher chronographs, one pusher to start, stop, and reset the movement. And the watch came out looking very good. It has a beautiful color dial with an orange hand.
I love the aged markers on there also, as well as that orange, sweeping hand. It's
the blue
gorgeous.
And the yellowish of the markers, the orange that is also faded on the chrono runner. The brush finish of the case is also beautiful. Longines was the official timekeeper for the Olympic Games in Munich 1972, and this watch was launched as one of those. And you can see the engraving on the case back. Not only commemorates the game, but also the tragedy that happened in those games. So this is it.
What do you have? Check it out. Yeah. Oh, today I wore a watch kind of to go in the theme of what we're going to talk about today. Today we're talking about a watch that was made for the medical profession. So this is a Girard Perregaux, and it's a pulsations watch. And what's really unusual about it, it has two push buttons on here as a chronograph would, but it's not a chronograph. This one, the top button, actually works as a hacking mechanism that'll stop the watch, and then the bottom pusher is a flyback. So at any point you can push this, release it, and the watch is going to fly back and start running again. It doesn't have any sub-dials, so it has no recorders on there. And when you look closer on the dial, you can see that outer ring, that blue ring on the outside. It actually is marked that that's the pulsations, and it's written in blue. I've never had a watch in the store that had only this functionality and wasn't also a chronograph.
It's a nice complication.
For a collector and somebody that can appreciate something unusual, this would be great for the collection. So let's bring everyone into the workshop, and let's get started.
It's a Rolex Tru-Beat. Rolex is not well known for making complications, right?
That's right.
But somehow they put together this Tru-Beat watch back in the 50s?
1954, I think, is when it came out. And I believe they only made it 5 years, so it was discontinued before 1960. I think one sold at auction for about $40,000 the last time. But you have to be very careful because you want to make sure that it has the original 1040 caliber movement in the watch. If it doesn't, and it was switched out many times to the 1030 because there was a point in time where they were not making and producing that wheel that actually caused it to be a deadbeat anymore. So if you buy one and you spend the money, make sure it has that 1040 caliber movement.
We've seen many deadbeat watches here, different brands.
Right.
I think we might have one in the safe.
Yeah, like Arnold & Son, I think makes some.
Yes. And other deadbeat watches, the mechanisms are totally different, depends on the designer. I don't know if Rolex is the first one that used this one because they are not known for building complications. Maybe one of the subscribers can, let us know something if they know.
A watch like this was also designed for the medical industry back in those days. Rolex wanted to make a watch where, a doctor or nurse, somebody was able to use that functionality, to help a patient out, take a pulse.
Next, and you're gonna see that deadbeat second by second.
Right.
But inside, the watch keeps beating 5 times per second. That there's these two wheels that are part of that pinion where the second hand goes on the other side. And these two wheels that you see have a spring in the middle. So the one on top is being locked by this pallet fork that is like a pendulum. And the one at the bottom continues ticking because the watch doesn't stop ticking. So it's gonna tick 5 times between 1 second and the next. Well, the main thing would be the double wheel that is attached to the second pinion. This pinion that you can see here, this pinion that I'm touching here, what it goes on this end of this pinion is the second hand. The second hand fits exactly in that shaft you see there. So this is the whole brain for the deadbeat. And this would be the pallet fork, which is an anchor that is going to lock, unlock, lock, unlock. It's very amazing.
Tell me that wasn't amazing, watching a Rolex Tru-Beat in action. We can't wait to bring you more of our great watches, the things we do inside that laboratory, and any comments, any questions, anything you want to see us do in there, let me know. I'll make sure it happens. Once again, thanks for watching.